guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's makeup look is going to be an anti-Valentine's Day look. I felt like this was appropriate being that we are coming up on Valentine's Day and I'm not officially with anybody this year. I don't know if you guys agree or if it's just me, but I always found Valentine's Day to be a little bit more of a commercial holiday. Even when I was with somebody, it was definitely not one of my favorite holidays to celebrate. I just kind of felt like it was there for money-making purposes, and a lot of people forgot about actually treating the person they are with well. I am going to warn you guys that I did do this look a little bit out of order in which I would normally do my makeup. I had done part of the look earlier and then went to leave for one job and came back and completed the rest of it later on. So if you're wondering why things are a little mix-mashed around, that would be why. The palette I used for this look is the James Charles palette, the original Artistry palette. I stuck with the purple and pink shades in this. Of course, you do not have to use this palette. I know another good option to complete this look, let me get it, would be the BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette. They have some purples in there as well. That would be a decent substitute. But of course, there's other brands out there. I know ColourPop has an all-purple palette that you could probably use for this. I'm sure Makeup Revolution and a couple others have some as well. So again, as usual, you don't have to use the products I use here. This is just giving you a basis and a general guide on how to recreate this makeup look. You do not have to do everything exactly as I do or use the same exact products. It's just for a basis for you guys. So without further ado, we're gonna jump right into it. For now, as usual, I went in with the NYX HD Photoready Concealer in shade 01. Sometimes I also use 00, but not today. I apply dots of this on my upper eyelids and triangles to my under eyes. Then I go in with my Urban Decay Naked Color Correcting Concealer in shade Yellow and repeat the same thing. I take my Beauty 360 Mini Beauty Blender and use it to blend that in. Then I take the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in Ash Brown to outline my eyebrows and create a base for the powder to stick to. I'll use a angled eyeliner brush and go into my Benefit Foolproof Brow Powder in shade 4 and fill in my eyebrows. I start with the lighter shade towards the center where my nose is, and then use the darker shade on the majority of the eyebrow. I start with the darker shade about a third of the way in the eyebrow. Yeah, you're up, Buttercup. No. E.T., go home. No. She's like, no, Mom, no. I tried to do the fingertip touch with her like E.T., and she shakes her head, no, Mom, you're silly. Am I silly? No. I pump the Kaasage eyelash curler to curl my lashes. After curling my lashes with the Kaasage eyelash curler, I go in with the Essence Everlasting eyeliner to line my waterline. For mascara today, I used the Josie Marin Oil Mascara in black. I go back and forth on my lash roots to really work the product in by the roots, and then I drag it out towards the tip so then it spreads it out evenly and continue working it back and forth. I'm going to break open the James Charles palette by Morphe and go into the black shade with a packer type brush. This one is a crescent shadow brush from an off-brand that used to exist. However, any packer type brush will do for this. I take this shade and apply a line of it, by my upper lash line. Then I go in with the dark purple shade that is the third color in along the bottom row and just repeat this process. A comparable alternative to the brush I had used would be the Sigma E55 eye shading brush. Using that same brush, putting the black on first not only darkens the purple in that area and creates a base, but it helps add to the smoked out effect that we are trying to create here. Next, I will go back into the James Charles palette with my Morphe M514, which is a small blending brush. The next shade I use is the second shade in along the bottom row, and it is a lighter purple than the first one we had used. In placing my brush to blend out the darker purple shade, I will be placing half the brush end on top of the dark purple and half of it on where there is not yet any shade. As we apply that purple shade, we will be creating a half moon or a halo type shape into the crease and over into the outer corner, as opposed to a sharp line in the outer corners of my upper eyelids. I will be using small circular motions in a windshield wiper effect, going back and forth across the eye to blend that out. I continue going back and forth between the dark purple and the lighter purple with both brushes to help blend that out and create the color density that I would like. After I have both of those shades about where I want them, I will be going back into that palette and going into the hot pink shade along the edge. I do this with the Morphe M514 brush, again repeating the same pattern as with Lash. After I have my eyeshadow on the top part of my eyelid blended to where I would like, I take my Sigma E20 brush and use it to apply the dark purple to the outer portion of my lower eyelid. Then I will be using the Morphe M508 brush to apply the lighter purple in the inner part of my lower eyelid. Once I have both of those packed on how I want them, I use my Morphe M321 brush. It is like a mini pencil blending brush, and apply that hot pink shade to blend these colors together and take the outer corner and drag it up to where the outer corner is on the top part of the eyelid. By combining the upper and lower parts of the outer corners of the eyelids, this helps create that connected curve effect on the outer parts of my eye. I will be taking an angled liner brush to apply my highlight to the inner corners of my eye and below my brow bone. However, you do not have to use a angled liner brush. You can feel free to use something such as a concealer brush. The highlighter I use today is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea palette, and the shade in this palette is the lightest one. It's called Skylight. I use the Maybelline Master Prime primer in the blue bottle. I apply this mainly to my T-zone and cheeks and work it out. For foundation, I use the Makeup Forever HD foundation that I always use. This one is my current favorite. If you guys have any suggestions for a new foundation for a combo to dry skin, I would gladly take those, as I am looking for another one that is a little more fuller coverage. I apply the foundation to the back of my hand and then dip my beauty blender in it and apply it to my face. I usually go in with a second coat around the areas now where the mask will rub, typically on my cheekbones and my nose. After the product is applied to my face, I take bouncing motions to blend this out. Using this type of motion helps limit the dry skin that is shown when you blend out the product. By using dragging motions instead of bouncing motions, you end up creating an exfoliation type of effect where the dry skin shows through more. After my foundation is on, I apply a little more concealer around my nose and under eye areas. Once I have done that and blended it out, I go in with my Derma E loose setting powder. I use my Sigma Tapered Highlighter brush, the F35 brush, to apply the setting powder. I use a flat Kabuki brush to go into my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the lightest shade and apply that to my face. I apply the bronzer below my cheekbones, concentrating by my ears and blending that up into my temples and around my forehead. I also apply some of this to my under chin and my neck area to create a little more bronzed effect and blend into my natural skin. I use an angled blush brush to apply my blush. A good alternative to the one I used is the Sigma Large Angled Contour brush, is the number F40. However, if you have a small cheek area, you might want to go for one that is slightly more smaller. Again, using that Tarte Rainforest of the Sea palette, I take my Morphe M310 to apply my highlight to my cheekbones, up by my eyeshadow, to the bridge of my nose, and to my Cupid's bow. I take my NYX lip liner crayon in shade Nude Pink and line my lips. I go straight across this time, as this helps create fuller lips, and then line just below my lower lip line. This creates a fuller bottom lip as well. After I've done that, I create lines on the inside of my lips to help contour before applying the Revlon Ultra HD Matte Lip Color in shade Eternite. After I finish applying this lip color, I will be going in once again with my lip liner. This just helps create a solid line, so then you're less likely to have feathering on your skin and foundation. I'm going to do my winged liner and lashes off camera. I will catch you guys here in a few. So this is the finished makeup look. If you guys are curious, the lashes I have on today are the Ardell 854 3D Mink lashes. This is part of the packaging in case you're interested and want to find it. It comes in a gray box and they fan out towards the outer corners and are kind of wispy but full at the same time. So what was your guys' favorite product used in this makeup look? If you could leave me a comment on that down below, I'd appreciate it. And if you don't have a favorite, what is something you would do different to change up this look? I'd like to hear from you guys on those things, so then I have a good reference point for going forward. So if you could just drop me a comment down below, I'd appreciate it. If you guys like what you saw here today, make sure to hit subscribe and don't forget to hit the notification bell. When you hit the notification bell, it sends a push notification to your account, to your phone, for whenever I drop any videos or content for you guys, as opposed to only selecting the subscribe button, whereby you are not then notified without hitting the notification bell. I hope you guys liked this look and it gives you an idea for anything going forward. That's all I have for you guys today. Until next time, bye!